An English horse, Cross Counter, has won this year's Melbourne Cup on a very wet track. It's the third time that jockey Karen Evoy has ridden the winning horse. He spoke to me from Flemington Racecourse. Karen, congratulations on your third Melbourne Cup win. How does the third feel compared to the first?
Yeah, it feels fantastic. Thanks very much. It was a huge buzz to do it, third time, and in the colours of Sheikh Mohammed, who's been a big supporter of racing, not only in Australia but also worldwide. So it's fantastic to win his first Melbourne Cup.
It's been pretty hairy weather in Melbourne today. How worried were you by the rain?
A little bit, because my horse hadn't been tried on a soft track or a rain-affected track. So I must admit I was worried when the downpours were hitting the track, and then it sort of fined up a little bit and the track improved a touch, and they were still getting good purchase on the ground. So I got a little bit more confident as we got closer to the race. So it was touch and go whether he'd enjoy it, but to my credit, the horse seemed to love it.
Well, Cross Counter is a comparatively inexperienced horse, only 7 career starts. Did you think you had much of a chance?
I thought I had a nice chance to run a really good race. You never know. As you said, he was so inexperienced, only with the 7 starts before today. I knew he was in good form and had travelled out to Australia nice and bright and well, and he seemed really bright when I rode him in his work at Werribee last week. We had a wide barrier which I had to overcome, and there was 23 other competitors in the race, so it was more hoping than confident. But the further I went into the race, the more confident I got, and I had a horse that was full of running in the last 400 metres, and we powered home the last bit. So yeah, it was amazing. I'm still sinking in that I've won my third Melbourne Cup.
You mentioned the 23 other competitors. One of the other horses in the race, the Cliffs of Moher, unfortunately was put down afterwards due to a serious injury. That kind of thing always prompts discussion. What do you think when something tragic like that happens in a race?
Yeah, it's terrible to see. No one wants that to happen. The vets were there right on cue to try and attend to the horse, and these horses are bred to race, and unfortunately these incidents do happen, but we don't want to see that on the big stage, especially in a Melbourne Cup.
I know that there's a lot of training and preparation that goes into a race, but on the day, how much of the result comes down to luck? And I mean, how much is there that separates an outcome like winning versus an outcome like what happened to the Cliffs of Moher?
Yeah, there's so many variables in a race. We've drawn wide barriers, and so many things can change in a race tactically, from jockeys and horses to differentiate the results. So you're doing a lot of luck in running. I think a lot of race goers out there don't realise how much luck in running is needed to win any race, let alone a Melbourne Cup. And you need a horse that's fit and ready to go. And obviously my horse was full of running when I asked him, and we powered home. So so lucky to have won my third, and luckily for me, everything went right today.
You may have a third Melbourne Cup, but you've also got 4 kids. Word on the street is that this means they're getting a swimming pool.
Yeah, the swimming pool was coming after the Everest win in Sydney, and then I said that I'd give my wife a bigger house if I won the Melbourne Cup, which was probably a silly move by me yesterday. I said that to one of the press reporters. So yeah, it looks like we're getting a bigger house, so look out, Sydney.
And now you've said it on national television as well, so you're definitely locked in. Karen Evoy, thanks so much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you.